Hey everyone, welcome to Mid-Table Tactics Tournament Report, giving you insights from the mid-tables. This is a new format we are experimenting with. We are all avid tournament players, but from a more casual standpoint. This is going to be a free-form discussion with a few show notes to try to keep it on the rails. And here we go. Bing. Okay, guys, we were just down in Tacoma for the Grand Tournament, Warhammer 40,000 Grand Tournament, GW's Open Series. This is my first, and I think most people's first GW Open that were members of Team Mid-Table. It was quite the experience going through the way GW runs their tournaments. There's good things and bad things, and we're going to talk about all that today. And I have Darren and Shane, both of the stream team from Mid-Table Tactics, here with us today. And we're just going to go over some of the finer points of what we went through. Okay, guys, I'm going to turn you guys on. Here we go. Okay, guys, we are live. I better put my headset on so I can hear you.
I played Knights round one. I went through something.
Yeah, you went through something.
Okay, guys.
You put people through something.
I did.
So what did you guys think of your first GW event?
Venue was good. Location was admirable. It worked. University town during no kids in town meant half the place.
Yeah, it was a little bit like a ghost town.
Yeah.
Places were closing at 9 on a Friday night. It's like, y'all hate money, I guess.
Yeah. Did they not look at what conventions were in town? Yeah. I mean, Zeke's Pizza made a shit ton of money.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, they did. Good pizza.
Yeah, well, the pizza that they served at the venue, not so good from what I saw. I never had any, but it did not look good.
It looked like Minute Ready.
Yeah, it was Little Caesars, basically.
Yeah.
But,
and so since this was the first GW event, we played on GW terrain.
Yes.
So there were 4 layouts that they had. I'm just going to pop up a couple examples here, guys. So this is what you can see, what the GW terrain was. You can see the clear acrylic. They used to do 12 by 12s before. Now they've got this set up. It's superior in every way. But if you guys can notice, they use a lot of kill team terrain, and there's a lot of roofs. I'm just going to take a minute here, and I'm just going to point that out. That look at this. See, towering becomes a problem when you don't have roofs on these ruins, so they could just basically stick their gun over and go pew pew. You can see here, this one here has a roof on it, and you can see what a difference that will make. Hey, yeah, we're from Vancouver, Canada. Okay, well, now that I've showed you guys what the terrain looked like, I'm going to turn the other guys' mics back on. That's right, guys, you were muted. Okay. So what'd you guys think of the terrain?
It was functional. It was functional for everything that wasn't a knight.
Yeah. Towering,
Or a Warhound Titan. There's some hilarious pictures of the Warhound Titan walking around.
Titan,
Ben was running that. That was he's a good boy.
Yeah, the terrain layouts are very dense. Like I played on, I think, layout 1 and 4. 1 especially, where you've got the 4 ruins boxed around the center objective. Yeah, it's extremely dense if you're not towering. So there wasn't a lot of getting shot on turn 1 in my game.
I mean, what layouts did they actually have? They had layout 1,
1, 3, and 4.
And layout 1 was on every day.
Layout 1 was about 2/3 of the tables every day, and then layout 3 was 1/3 of the tables day 1, and then what's half of a third?
1/6.
1/6 of the tables, the rest of it, and 1/6 of them switched to layout.
The accountant with the quick math.
4.
Right.
So those are the layouts we played on, guys. We played on mostly layout 1, and then we played out on. I know I played on a decent amount of layout 3.
I played on every layout. I actually found out layout 1, even though it's boxed, if you're both going to the middle, it's actually quite open.
As soon as you, it's that weird thing because you have those hanging little sections that just have like the little T part of the ruin. It's just there for kind of movement blocking. Like as soon as you start to go for the middle, it's a kill box inside of it.
Yes,
right.
Terminators did very well with all combi layouts in that little ruin box. Layout, I think it was 4 I played.
Those did so well.
Yeah, layout 4 I played. That was a lot more of cagey combat metal. I would hate to have played Custodes on that.
I mean,
I think layout 1, like I would have not liked to play Custos on. Because,
yeah, the layout 1 with the kill box in the middle. Yes, yeah.
If I went first and I could jam Nurglings in their way, maybe.
No, because you can't touch Custos because they always strike first.
Oh no, but I could score for a couple of turns, then tactically retreat.
Run away.
You just jam Nurglings to slow them down, like 6 inches a turn.
They really do need, if they're going to keep towering the way it is, they really need to get all of their sets with floors so that you can at least hide a few infantry underneath the floor of the ruin. Because they did play with all of their windows blocked, which is...
So they didn't lie to us. All the windows were blocked. They just didn't tell us there were no floors.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they should put that. I don't believe that's in the Leviathan pack.
It is not.
Right? That should be in the Leviathan pack, that there are just no windows on any ground floor ruins.
What the Leviathan pack? You mean
like the tournament companion that they put out,
which is
the
funny
compendium.
because we didn't actually have a player's pack. That's another thing that I noticed.
We had beautiful
cards.
Yep.
And we got our secondary cards, but we didn't have anything explaining the details of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I do like these.
Yeah, these are great. Other than the typos.
Other than the typos, and they had to errata the one card just as we were playing it.
Servo Skulls.
Servo Skulls.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We're gonna go over the missions in a little bit here, guys. So how did you think the tournament was run?
Judging staff was good. They were around like they said they would be. They were very responsive to calls. During the later rounds, it was a bit of a delay getting the judges because 2 of them got taken out of rotation to go to the top table, and a couple of them got pulled out to start packing up. But it was still fine. Like, the judging was done concisely. Don't make ruling on other people's tables. They are not afraid to throw you out.
The big change from our local events is you didn't have one of these.
Oh,
right?
yeah. The no clock style.
So you weren't playing on clock, and there was no hard dice down. So when the round ended, whether there was a lunch break of an hour or I think the other breaks were half an hour.
Yeah, I think everything was a half hour.
You basically could keep playing until about 5 minutes. Well, the one round, 5 minutes into the next round.
With the judge at your table.
Yeah,
now,
to like speed you guys along, but there wasn't a hard like, hey, round's over, we're done.
I guess we should...
Which I didn't mind in the game, like either the last game of the day or the game heading into lunch, but that's only because I didn't have that experience where I played, like 45 minutes through my 1 hour lunch break, which I think Mike had that. Somebody on the team.
A couple of the mid-table
Mike
team
and
had
Liam.
that. Yeah, a couple of the mid-table guys had that. Yeah. I had it where my game 3 and 6 went long.
The last game of the day.
But you're tired and all that stuff, and I didn't feel like pushing to make sure we finished on time.
Flicker.
Yeah.
But it was fine. It was was it Jamil and Jeremy? We were fine. We finished other games. We had a good time. But like, I think most tournaments do that, where it's like, listen, last round, all this. The hall's getting closed at this time. Just do not be here at this time.
Right.
So, but that was fine. But yeah, between round 2 and 3 and 5 and 6.
As long as you had an opponent that was not playing too slowly, it was fine. Like none of my games, other than the last game of each day, went significantly over time.
Just be more efficient in killing their stuff.
I killed their stuff very efficiently. Thank you.
Oh, no one was as efficient as me. Speaking of which, we'll go over that. So
Chris was the darling of the tournament.
Chris was inconvenient famous.
Yes.
Yeah, I had we developed a spider cult because I brought 3 Necron heavy constructs, Citan, and a Technomancer. So I had 5 models in my army.
I want to be looking at him.
I know.
Get used to staring ahead.
Sorry.
You are my
the
monkeys.
camera.
This is my circus.
Yeah,
I guess he didn't mute our mics that time. I just assumed we would be muted, but whatever, man.
Chris also ambushed the organizer and the judging staff Thursday night because his list doesn't really work in this current edition with how the
I don't have a
works.
base. It was hilarious.
Yes.
But you know what? I went 2-6, no 2-5, because I dropped before my last game. I got all the knowledge I needed.
Stu Black loved you though.
Yes.
It was hilarious. Oh, Jeremy came by from Stat Check quite often as well.
Yeah.
It was quite funny. But
I'm hoping on the next Meta Watch thing that he puts out, he just mentions Necron heavy constructs.
Yeah, a bunch of prominent people came by and they were just like, I can't believe this list actually made it here. Didn't think anyone had time to get 3 of these and get them together. Chris, I played this list years ago.
Yeah.
I've always been a
edition,
meme.
baby. I've always been like, listen, guys, it's called a palate cleanser. When you play competitive tournaments, every now and then you need to go there just to have fun with your friends and finish your games in 40 minutes.
Yep.
So you can
Or else
walk
you burn
around and look at everyone. I either won in 40 or I lost in 40, and I lost more than I won. So, and then Darren, the tryhard over here, he brought GSC.
That's me. Yeah. Hey, I did get complimented on having the best painted GSC army there.
You got into the showcase.
I did get into the
You
showcase.
were like, I think only 3 of us made it.
Yeah.
From the team made it into the showcase.
So,
Even Steve made it into the showcase with Tax Army.
Thank you,
but I brought GSC. I don't know if you want us to go over my list or just say I brought GSC and that.
Well, Chris had more than a
but
spider.
you were basically, let's sum it up. You had bikes, you had aberrants, and you had goddamn bombs.
I had two of the bomb squads, a bunch of neophytes, all of the support characters you would expect, unit of bikes with the Alphas, and then the aberrants with the Abominate.
And 2 Ridge Runners, those are important.
2 Ridge Runners. I got to paint the mortar ones because the las cannon ones I just get killed because I'm like I can totally finish that off, and then you remember your D3 shots and you roll the 1 and then you just miss and you're like that's right, and then you die.
And and the fact you have to actually go into some of the good thing about layouts is there actually are just limited prominent though firing lanes.
Yes,
and then you park yourself in them, and then you're like, wait, I'm not supposed to be here now. Goodbye.
Yeah, wait, I'm tough to 7 and 8 wounds, and there I go.
Yes. And they don't come back, thankfully.
The
Shane
vehicles
Sahiro,
don't come back.
He brought Chaos Space Marines.
Hero's one word. This
he had a rough first day, didn't you? There,
cousins.
Yeah, you had a rough first day.
I got clean swept. Was it O in my day 1 because I tried to play a finesse MSU CSM army.
You just got smacked.
Yeah, I got Knights round 1. Didn't go well.
Yeah.
I got, what was round 2?
Is that the Chaos team?
Then I got Paul Winter and his beautiful Slash army and found out that I can one-shot Bellicor, but after my Blitz die, I cannot touch keepers. And then he ran over me.
Yep.
And then I played Neil and his guard. And I don't know why everyone say guard are bad. 3 Basilisks did very bad things to me.
But that's okay. You won 3 games on day 2. And
yes,
then
I was angry.
Did the thing, then you were like,
day 2 Shane is always best Shane.
It's like Jake said to me. It's like, are you Warshacking it? What? Well, you're in bracket 5. Are you locked in there with them? I'm like, no, they're locked in here with me, really.
Yeah, no. And so, what do you guys think was your best tournament? Your best unit.
Just before we go to that, because something we didn't mention on our first Games Workshop event, I really liked the bracket system. The fact that you played,
that's actually pretty important.
That you played 4 games. That was basically your seeding, and then you got cut into brackets. It's nice. It gives you something to play for if you're not playing for the event. You can still play to win your bracket. And
the brackets were huge, though.
Yeah. They were kind of thrown a loop with the amount of players that showed up.
Yes.
I'm sure, I hope they refine it before the next 2 opens are coming up this season. There's room for improvement, but I do think bracketing, even for smaller events,
like the
just
bracketed
bracketed for day 2.
The thing was because power levels are kind of all over the place at the moment, right? After the cut into my bracket, I had 4 games, right? Where pre the cut, is poor Goonhammer guy game 5? Maybe that's a lie. I had at least 3 games.
He doesn't seem remorseful, does he?
Hold on. No. Jack was. Jack was game 4, so that's before the cut, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Game 4 was your make or break.
I was 2-1, and I hit Jack Hunter of Goonhammer's beautiful Imperial Fist army. There's got to be pictures of it somewhere.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful.
gorgeous, and I removed about 1,600 points of it in a single turn.
That drop turn hurts, doesn't it?
Sorry. Well, I killed his Terminators after he charged me, because he charged Aberrants with the Terminators, and then I did what Chris so enjoys and just rolled all of the 4s. Like, channeled my inner Mike and just didn't roll anything below a 4. And then removed the Terminators. But, yeah, he was...
What AP are Aberrants?
Jack was great, though. He was a really good sport.
Aberrants AP 1 or 2?
AP 2.
God damn.
Put you on your 4-up.
Damage 3.
Damage 3, they're like one of the few melee things that survived with damage 3.
And AP 2.
Yeah.
A lot of the damage.
Hey, look, they paid for their sins for 2 entire editions. Before they get nerfed into the ground in the first update, they get a little bit of time in the sun.
Honestly, I think they're going to be fine. I think it's your res mechanic.
Oh, the battle line's going to get smacked first.
It's going to be
and then the Aberrants are going to get smacked.
They'll get a +1 to the roll instead of a +3. And then everyone will be like, this will fix them. And then we'll get the Drakari treatment of 9th edition where it's like, this might take a couple shots.
Yeah,
but we're still on the...
You know, as a
event.
GSC player, I sincerely hope the Elf balance team gets the first crack at balancing them.
You mean no balance at all.
No, they'll nerf some things, but then they'll do the Drukari thing, and they'll buff other things for no reason.
Oh, yeah, don't give Wraiths buff, even though they're amazing. Just they're not as good as other things in the book. And
exactly.
had to charge into 10 Wraith card right now. It's just like, oh, God.
Like, Aberrants will get a point of armor save for no reason. They'll go down to 4-up armor for no reason. God damn it.
Well, we're still on the event. So we already kind of talked about it, but do you prefer the clock system over willy-nilly we play until the game is done? Because when they say they want you to finish your games, they mean it.
So I think it's, you borrow it from like kind of how the ITC system is, where it's like, okay, listen, if you're undefeated after day 1, you are expected, and it is mandatory, to have a clock on your table. Because these games need to finish. These games are important and stuff. It's like, if you're some poor CS guy that gets absolutely wiped across the floor, I don't want to manage my clock, man. Come on, just let me die and suffer in peace here.
I would say that it would have been nice to be able to have a, like, maybe not have it mandatory, but have the option to go, hey, if one player says we want to play on a clock, I want to play on a clock. I mean,
not a
for me, it was better. I was playing the army that hypothetically takes longer to play. Although playing a lot on a clock has mean I've gotten a lot faster counting out dice and having ready dice, right? But it would just be nice to be able to say, like, hey, if one player looks and goes like, I'm playing knights and you're playing 300 cultists, I would like my hour and a half of this game, please. Yeah,
but even when you're running lists like your GSC, it's like I've said to a few people, it's not even about keeping me honest. It's about my list plays, and I know I can do it under good circumstances, an hour and 27 minutes.
I need my time.
I cannot have you steal 3 minutes of my time and make any mistakes. If you steal 10, I'm screwed. Yeah, it's like I found that with my guard. Even when I was fast, I would play with a clock because I know I needed this much time to play the list. And I normally had 30 seconds left when I said, all right, done, game for me. Good luck. Yeah. So there's pros and cons to it.
How lucky do you think GW was that when they forgot all the game mats for the tournament, that they were able to make a phone call to Frontline Gaming and have them drive 19 hours nonstop to bring them 300 mats or whatever it is they needed. At least 200. They needed at least 200 for the 40K tournament.
Well, 2 things. First, good thing it was the Tacoma event on this coast.
Yeah.
And 1, it's always good to have friends.
I mean, it would have been something if we had come into that hall Friday morning and it's just painter's tape on the black
tablecloth.
On the black tablecloth, right? It would be like, okay.
Clear.
Right? Well, they made it work, but boy, it doesn't look very good.
I don't know. I think someone might have bit the bullet and just
someone has to get fired.
3 cases of spray cans of multicolors and just like go to every table and just paint them in urban camos. Whatever. We'll pay the convention center later.
I was gonna say, here's your damage deposit. Just keep it.
It's like I don't know that. Right.
And then the swag, guys. There was an ability to pay an extra $100 to get all this stuff,
I
by
got
the
a
way,
nice
which they
coin.
rapidly
Yep.
cut down, subject to
The coin's
change.
nice.
The coin's nice.
See what was different from the black bag to the blue bag? The blue bag being the special bag.
We got a T-shirt
event specific models.
and the 2 event-specific models.
Uh,
We hypothetically got an extra drink ticket, I think.
we got 2.
Although
no,
I only got 1 initially, I had to go complain and get a second one. Although the fact that they just gave me a second drink ticket with no way to verify is totally
And
to
then
their credit.
the neoprene, again, I guess neoprene and them are unlucky. The neoprene dice tray never was in their bag.
that,
So
that
we-
never showed up.
Yeah, but we got extra $10 credit for the store.
Yep. They did give us
Yay,
a
so you can
paint
spend more
handle.
money. Oh,
Yeah.
you want to hear something about that extra $10 gift certificate they gave you?
Yeah.
You know how you got the $10? Your con badge gave you $10 off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? You couldn't use both at the same time.
Yeah. I
Wait,
found
what?
that. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
true.
no, you couldn't go in and say, I'll use both of these for $20 off. They went, no, you can use it per item. So if you wanted to go buy, like, say, a set of neoprene objective
Oh,
markers.
I see. So you had to buy 2 items
So,
to get your.
there was an option. You could turn down the replacement swag of the dice tray, and they would just give you a $10 refund.
credit.
Oh, no, it was more than that. You had to give back the brown bag.
Yeah, which was
Yeah, well, a
fine.
brown bag had the keychain in it, and it had the handle.
The
And
paint
No,
handle.
the paint handle we got no matter what. That was a listed item.
well, I guess
Yeah,
I take my
we had to
keychain,
give-
but
Had
I'll
to
tell
give
you
the little
what.
pin back.
Yeah,
It was supposed to be a medium carrying case from GW.
that was what the original pictures showed, but that was never.
I'm assuming that
Written.
also got left on a Tarmac somewhere.
No,
No,
they
I
changed it way before.
Yeah, they changed it way before because that does throw the price of that ticket completely off.
Yeah.
I don't know if the event exclusive models were on it before, but it did change between time of purchase and time.
Yeah, the event exclusive models were, and if you were gonna buy those anyway, you got value out of that upgrade. If you weren't gonna buy the event exclusive models, there wasn't enough other stuff in there to make that
Yeah, I
upgrade
mean-
worth it.
I gave mine away. I mean-
well, now I have 2 of the event specific commissars.
Yes, I mean they were also on sale at the event, so it's kind of like, oh well, if I wanted the commissar, I could have just bought the commissar.
Yeah, I would
Right.
have. I think next time I'd probably save the $100 American.
Yeah, I
which
definitely.
in today's economy is 600 Canadian.
Oh
or some
yeah,
crap.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, we'll get to that at the end.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right, moderator. What
Okay, so
topic are
hold
we
on.
supposed to be on?
Let's
Let
just
me
go
finish, let me finish.
let's go over the missions. I think guys want to know what missions we played. So here I'm gonna switch it out and put on our little fancy camera, and turn off our little thing here. We're trying to repurpose our dice camera. So I don't know if people at home can read it because, but if you can, take that coin off. What are you doing?
Hey, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
$100 coin.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
pretty
no kidding.
coin.
$100 American coin from GW. Yay, they're actually now great. They're going to form their own bank. So this was mission 1, guys. Just in case you guys are following at home, it will say mission 1 on it, but I will give you what mission in the companion pack it is. So mission 1 was mission L from the companion GT pack.
Interesting one to start on.
Yeah, Scorched Earth right out of the bat, and Dawn of War. And I played this on layout 1.
As did I. Yeah.
So did I.
Yeah. Chilling Rain was in effect a lot. It was very chilly
We had,
at the GW Open.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, well, there you go. They
but
were
we
kept it
haven't
going.
seen the rain for over a month.
So what do you think of Scorched Earth in a tournament environment? Didn't care?
I don't
Was
mind
fine.
it as game 4 or game 3. Game 1's a little interesting.
I mean, I played Chaos Knights on this. Tony, great guy. But it meant that it was very much going to be either I kill the knights quickly or he kills me quickly, and like no one's going to worry about burning objectives until basically the other guy is off the table, and then it's like, oh, I can
then it's just
I can get
piling-
my
it's just
I can
piling
get my
on
primary
points.
points, right?
Where it's, I actually like the Scorched Earth mission, but I think it's better once the field is a little better sorted out.
Right. Yeah.
Just straight in, it's like I played knights on it. I don't know. I never made it turn 3, so.
Yeah, it's kind of like you want it to be a close game so that like getting something there to burn it, like it matters.
Because I actually
right?
do like it as an interesting mission because there is play to it, and there are certain army builds where you look forward and you're just like,
It's good interest.
I could jam someone with 10 Abrams, or I could burn the objective they denied flanked during the deployment and just burn it in front of them turn 1 and be like, can you remove my Abrams? Not a lot of people can.
Yeah, I don't think you can start burning turn 1, right?
Is it not? The end of the command starts. No. Second battle round.
Yeah, second battle round. Yeah, yeah, you can't because they had to cover off people infiltrating across 3 midfield objectives and just going, I'm scoring 30 primary points and you'll never score again.
Oh yeah, guys. Mission 2. Pull that one out.
Yep.
Put mission 2 in. There you go. What's mission 2 was on the GT Companion Pack. It was mission B.
So this one reminded me a lot of mission. I think it was 11 in the 9th edition pack, where it was a hold 1, hold 2, but there were 6 objectives.
Yep.
So you should just always
Abandoned
score
sanctuaries?
maximum primary. I feel like this is the same. If
Right,
if it's a game, you should, but like both people should be scoring 45, 50 primary points.
Yeah, for people that don't know, on this map in particular with hidden supplies, you basically split the middle objective into 2 and move it on an angle towards each corner. So it ends up being 6 objectives. It's everybody scores pretty high on this.
Yeah, I think I got this one on layout 3. So basically there was no man's land objectives anywhere behind cover.
Yeah.
And
I played this. This was actually the first 10th edition game I've played that Battle Shock meant basically anything, because this game was so close that my opponent Cody had to pass 2 7+ Battle Shocks to win the game, because he was using the catch-up mechanic at the end, right? You get 5 primary points for everything you stand on at the end, right? And he had all these these units that were below half strength, or tanks that were below half starting wounds on objectives. And it's like, well, you got to nail all of these, and then you just passed me, right? And he did. So it was nice to see Battle Shock actually got someone's heart rate going.
I was going to say this
right?
one.
Because that was I think the closest game of the.
This one I found out how annoying it is to try to shoot off keepers when they actually get to hide again.
Yeah, you get they're not towering, so it's perfect. You can actually hide.
You're gonna probably hear that a lot, guys. The guys will be mentioning, everything is great, and then towering. And as someone who played 3 giant towering models, I can tell you, I was basically playing with no terrain.
Towering is a hard, Knights are always a bit of a stat check, right? Like they were in 9th too. Towering is now just a hard stat check, because it's basically, can you kill the big knights fast enough that they don't just table you immediately?
At 36 to 48 inches, because Crusaders and Wardens have no desire to walk closer to you.
Yes, right? That's the hard stat check. It's just because the little knights, it's very dense terrain for the small knights.
Yes, and
for the armigers.
And the 100mm base is actually quite a bit restrictive when it's like trying to not touch terrain, but also leave yourself like something to charge for Helverins or Moraxes.
Or even just on those little pieces that stick out, having that 100mm base where you've got to be able to clear that piece of terrain that's stuck in the middle there.
Those little 6x4, it's impossible with how they have their terrain on.
Yeah.
And the worst keyword of all is mounted on GW terrain. Oh my God. Towering is OP and mounted is like sad puppy. Unless you're the only thing worse could be,
what did bikes do to you? What did cavalry do to you?
The worst keyword ever would be mounted, psyker, fly.
Well, fly is definitely the most frustrating.
Oh no, because Helverins exist and anti-fly 2 is messed up.
Yes, no, I did have at least one smile, and it's like, what in your army has fly? I'm like,
nothing.
For the first time in 40K in probably about 8 years for me, nothing.
And mission 3, guys.
So we go to mission 3.
Wait, how did you find mission 2, Mr. Spider?
Oh, me? I don't even remember most of my games. My games are all this blur of me finishing in 40 minutes, going and drinking, and visiting JT for a little bit of gummy fun, and then visiting Dan for a little bit of gummy fun. So I actually don't remember most of the tournament.
Well medicated.
There's a bad Newfie joke in there. Oh, tell later.
Oh, yeah,
That's
about how many
definitely
beers you need to
demonetized.
get home?
Come on, we're monetized now. We can't do that no more.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks.
I guess
hit
we
1,000
should have
subs.
said
Yeah,
that.
thanks, guys.
Yeah.
1,000 subs, guys. Thank you. And we did it the honest way. We did not beg.
Now Chris has to redesign
hard.
the intro. Thank you for making Chris work.
Okay, mission 3, guys, which if you're following at home at the scorecards, it would be GT Pack M. Mission M
Here's
on
the
the companion
foe.
pack.
This was 8th at ITC.
Yes.
Right? Kills more, holds more.
I don't know, my game reminded me of the old leaf blower lists.
I like this as a tournament mission because like when I played my
Quick
game.
question for Darren.
Yep.
Tristan just wants to, he goes, so Darren, when Jake the traitor to GSC placed so high, did it make you seethe in rage or just feel sad?
Sorry?
When Jake
He
switched
said-
to Eldari and played so high.
Oh. No, it's good for him. Good for him. I'm only a little bit mad.
He won't survive the revolution.
It's fine.
He'd be put up against the wall and shot.
Oh yeah, 100%. Dirty elf.
Trying to see now.
Right, but I like this mission because kind of both big archetypes have play, and it's going to be a very close game. Like if you're a fast army that's going around playing objectives, you can get holds more, and then just you have to kill one thing, you're going to get 12, right? And you flip it around because I was playing Tau, and if she had come out and spread out all over the board, it would have been hideous because I would have been able to drop everywhere and kill all of the Tau.
Hey, Darren.
Yep.
Hands over the dice tray are bad now. It's the new version of hats over a dice tray.
Right. But since it was basically I could count on holds more and had to get a kill, she could turn around and go, okay, well, I'm just going to kill 2 things because usually I'm just eliminating one thing with extreme prejudice.
Especially when the castle doesn't open up.
Until there was enough of a gap to get a bomb squad right next to the Crisis, and then the Crisis flubbed their Overwatch and killed 6 guys, which means the 4 guys with bombs were still there.
But
right.
And did they do the right thing and promptly die to hazardous so you could recycle them?
Sorry. No, actually, I lost no guys to hazardous.
The whole tournament.
The whole tournament. None of those bomb guys died to hazardous. So they are experts. They're demolition experts. But yeah, I like this mission in tournament play.
Yep.
I think it's really good.
I think I'm.
And who
using it
did
as
you play
mission
on
for
this
evil.
one there, Shane?
Huh?
Who did you play on this one?
I played Jamil's guard on this one, and because I brought her on, and there was an interesting ruling that any rule that doesn't say redeploy before the after the roll off was done before.
Yeah.
I was like, well, the only thing Huron really does is let me break the 50% of reserve rule, so let's
does.
try it against guard. And it's debatable whether that was good or not because my first job was like storm hostile enemy outposts and engage. Couldn't do that. The second tactical draw was, what was it? No Man's Land? Either way, I drew dead for 4 cards and I was like,
tactical,
great.
I still think tactical is better in 95% of matchups, but you can lose to that deck.
Oh yeah, no,
You can dead
Assassinate
draw.
was one of them, and as I look at the 3 guard characters all huddled in the little bunker in the middle, I'm like, great.
Which I don't mind in terms of like a casually competitive game because like my last game was, hey, he's sitting on my home objective. If he top decks capture enemy outpost, he's gonna beat me, right? And so it was very much like, all right, drum roll, hearts beating, flip your cards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I had some people, I'm like, listen, turn 1, you should probably always have a home unit within, if you're moving 6, like the 15, 14-inch area of the corner,
for
just so you can walk back and scan signals.
Yeah, investigate signals is...
Yeah.
Because investigate signals when you draw it in the mid-game quite often feels like such a dead card because you committed resources towards the center because that's where the objectives are, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, you got enough jokers to go run into corners?
Yeah, no, it's like I felt like in my day 2, I was finding myself past turn 3 being like, what do these nerdlings do? Run to that
Investigate
corner.
signal.
Run to that corner. Why? Because I haven't drawn it yet.
Yeah.
And I might. And I think it's like, I think a lot more people got comfortable with that with tactical as we were playing.
Yes.
Start being, not counting cards, but realizing what you've played, what you've burned, what's in the deck left.
Yeah.
Because
Even if it's just the big ones, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, I haven't drawn capture enemy outpost
I
yet.
should probably
Or
get,
hey, you know, I haven't drawn secure no man's land yet.
or like a character's left over or charges into you and you have to split your attacks into something and you look at the character who's going to do nothing and you're like, well, I haven't drawn Assassinate yet. I have no
so I
reason
want to
to
keep
kill
you
you.
alive.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to wail on the squad and just see what I
Right.
draw. And then it's like, oh, Assassinate. Come here.
Timing is big for those objectives for sure.
Yeah, no, there's a game inside the game of playing tactical, and drawing dead just happens.
Yeah, the fact that you can get command points for it just means it's just gonna be better than fixed
Yes.
most of the time, regardless of the fact that they actually did the deck properly and most of the objectives are in fact achievable.
Yes, it's I have found myself more often just burning cards than actually using the farm
So
mechanics I brought.
at the end of mission 3, that was the end of day 1,
Yeah,
and so
Me and
at
poor
the end of
Patrick.
day 1, what?
Patrick had the
me and poor
10,000
poor
yard.
Patrick are just staring off
He was-
into the distance.
He was hearing the helicopter blades.
Yeah,
He had the stare of, oh my God, what have I done with my life?
Yeah,
It was a moment. I remember seeing him there and then seeing Shane, and they were two shell-shocked vets.
And I didn't know, and we sat down at dinner, and I'm like, "Oh, Patrick, I haven't had a chance to talk to you. How have your games gone?" And everyone else at the table is like, "God damn it,
Oh
Jared!"
no! What was best was me and Patrick were sitting at our own table, slightly off.
Yes.
and I'm just like, "What do you think this table's for, Darren? What do you think this table's for?" And then I was rudely let know that he drew one game.
Yes,
and I was like, "Get off my table! We only lose here, but
yeah, this table's only for losers.
And then we go into mission 4. This is the first game of day 2.
only
For
nursing
those
mild
following
handlers.
home, that would
Yeah.
be mission GT
Surprisingly
Companion
mild,
Pack F.
honestly.
We were behaved and tired.
Also, wine just hits harder.
And I did fall down the stairs. I mean, we could go over all that after the show.
Yes,
After we
those stairs
finish
are
the
not to
missions.
code.
Those stairs were not to code.
Speaking of things not to code, mission 4.
yeah.
I
Again,
don't like
GT
this
Pack F.
mission for tournament play.
Actually, I have to look at.
Because this is the one where you've got the 3 midfield objectives here, and you are going to determine which one leaves first, and then which one sticks around, which is weird. They didn't write it consistently, because I thought you were rolling for which one left first and which one left second.
Yeah. So
And
so
then
did
Jack pointed out, I was like, no, the first one we roll for leaves. The second one we roll for, the way we were doing it, stays.
Yeah.
And I won the roll.
Yeah.
Just because you do it after deployment,
Yeah.
right? So I won the roll because we both basically set up middle and one side. And then I won the roll for mine to stick around.
Yeah.
Um,
So this one, I actually, no surprise, but we're doing our Mid Heroes tournament pack. This is the one I dropped, one of the ones I dropped out of it because I found it was me and my opponent set up. He tried to do full board, but I already knew what was missing. And the scoring in this one is not so restrictive that it's like, oh, if I only score 5 turn 1 and like
Yeah.
that, I don't actually mind if I score my 5 turn 1, honestly.
because of the way it ramps, you're like, no.
If I secure the middle and whatever one's staying,
Yeah.
I'm fine because I'm going to make sure you score 0 in the last 2 to 3 turns.
Yes.
And
Right.
not by like a small margin, that ramp up's pretty significant.
Yeah.
So that
He
was
scored 15 points on the last turn,
yeah,
right? Like that's a
it's-
huge.
like my opponent Steven was just like, he was like, I score. I'm like, actually, that one disappears before you score. And he's like, oh no. And looks at the middle of my big block of Terminators, looks at the other one that has a big block of Accursed Cultists on it, and he's like, oh no.
Like I don't mind missions that punish certain army archetypes, but this one, if you're a slow army, you get punished like out of proportion to. It's not a small disadvantage. It's like you either have to deploy to challenge every objective.
Yeah.
And then if you're a fast army, you just get to pick the slow army apart.
Yeah.
Right. Or you just have to basically guess on the coin flip.
Yeah. It's like,
Oh, there you go. And then Mike's in chat going, "This was a fun mission."
yeah, so
Because
Because
he
he has
guessed
the deck
correctly.
ball.
I think there's room to improve this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Search and Destroy is the best pairing for it. I think
Which
maybe
deployment would you rather have on this?
Sweeping Engagement, I think. Not Dawn of War. Or, well, actually, no. Hammer and Anvil, maybe. Hammer,
I'm not putting him out of order. Don't worry about
Hammer,
it.
just because of how the board's split on.
Hammer and Anvil might actually be better just because
Yeah.
the way the board is. It's a narrower board for you to full deploy across, right?
That, or you keep Search and Destroy, and you just randomly draw one of the special rules, and you just like, no, we're going full chaos. Embrace your inner nurgling.
Yeah.
This is what this round is. Good luck. And have
There
that
was
as the
no
game
hammer
4
and
for
anvil,
everyone
was
being
there?
hungover, walking
Guys?
in, being like, what did I do?
There was no hammer and anvil at the event, was there?
There was no hammer and anvil.
No.
at the
So
event.
I think that GW and I'm like this too. If you don't have 360 walk around tables, I don't think you can do hammer and anvil.
But they did have 360 degrees.
'Cause
They did
guess
have
what?
some.
Was there not all?
No, some of them were paired,
Oh, okay.
right?
I
Like
didn't-
you,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you have
a
to
lot
walk
of them were
around
paired.
2 tables.
That's true. That's
right.
I did play on one of those.
Yeah. So they
Yeah, it's
especially if you're playing 8 games for your attendees' backs.
well, you know what the other
Right.
tip is? Don't play GSC.
Hey, my back was fine.
And going on to mission 5.
Yep.
For those following at home, this would be GT Companion Pack Mission O.
Oh boy.
O for oh boy.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Battleground. Chilling rain because you're in Tacoma.
This is one of the missions where the primary scoring is different, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's different in the way that matters all
I
that
was gonna
much.
say this in like priority target, it almost feels the same when I'm playing it. It's just I know there's more of a payoff for one of them at the end.
If you can take your opponent's home objective while defending your own,
Yeah.
you can build up a big primary lead, but otherwise it's going to be a tight game.
Yeah, this is in this one when I played Jeremy, that's basically what happened was it came down to we traded deployment zones, but I had enough models with OC that during my turn I could just run them onto the objective and be like, ha ha ha, you're not getting it this turn.
Yeah.
And
Yes. This was the game where I played the crazy chaos cultist carpet. And,
oh yes, the cursed cultists are
and
made
then-
for this type of
And
stuff.
then it's like I cannot stop 90 cultists from getting onto my home objective. It's just going to happen. So I had to switch deployment zones.
90
basically.
cultists with a 4-up inbolt.
90 cultists with a 4-up
And they were a curse, so their toughness 4, 6 feel no pain coming
Yep.
back. Yes.
Yep, they were very good.
Because
The only time they were out of
actually
that,
kill 60 cultists in a turn otherwise.
the only time they were out of that 4-up invuln is when they were charging onto things. And as soon as they were out of that 4-up invuln, off they went. The shields were down. Right?
You just have a love for that unit now.
Oh, I do. I want to see him play 90 cultists,
not
but
picking up that
community out there, if anyone in Lower Mainland has 30, as you know, more of these units, so that Shane doesn't have to paint up 40 more cultists.
A cursed cultist.
A cursed cultist.
Yes. I think I might.
Because I think you would really enjoy that list,
I know one person that owns 40,
right?
but he's in Kamloops.
But yeah,
And-
that was game 5.
Yep. Now going on to game 6, which, if you're following at home, is Mission C for the GT Companion
And
Pack.
I'm willing to bet
I also dropped this one.
that I think there was one. No, I don't think there was an undefeated GSC player. I'm willing to bet that most of the GSC losses came on this mission
Really?
because the
That's
scrambler fields.
Oh, yeah. Because I look at Ritual and I'm like, I just see you smacking everybody.
No, scrambler fields because I don't like GSC don't survive on objectives, but if you can cycle people back up to deep strike and you come in 3 inches, you can steal objectives and
Daisy chain halfway across the
right,
board.
yeah, right. Like you can. There are a lot of ways to get onto objectives without having to stand there for an entire turn and get shot, right?
Maybe I should revise and put this back in our pack.
Honestly, I do think Scrambler Field should be, while GSC is crazy strong right now, Scrambler Fields, I think there are 2 missions in the compendium, I think, that have Scrambler Fields in them. I think one should be in Maybe it's only one.
I think it's only one, and I'm sad it's tied to the ritual because like.
Is it tied to the ritual?
So the
Because I don't like the ritual.
So the problem is the ritual. There is definitely an optimum way to do it, which is just outside your deployment zone, and then cut right and left.
Yeah.
And then just slowly encroach on the
So-
middle and have your zone. But my opponent forgot
To
to
drop.
drop one first turn.
Right.
And from that mistake, Jeremy didn't have a shot to
Yeah,
get back.
I think I just pulled it up right now, and
Yeah.
I only see one Scrambler
Yeah.
Fields.
Yeah,
and it is
it's
tied
a
to the
shame it's
ritual.
tied to the ritual.
Because the thing is with the ritual, right? Like, I don't know how your
Oh.
game was. I'm sure Mike enjoyed it because his custodian guard got to carry their objective around with them.
You know what should have had Scrambler Fields on it?
What?
Deploy a
Deploy Servo Skull should have had Scrambler Fields on it. But you can't-
maximum chaos nerd.
Exactly. My game was very grindy and
Did you lose this one?
no. This was the Eldar game I won. Just
I like how
barely.
Darren's like, I bet you GSC loses on this mission.
A lot
And
of
then
them,
he
I
wins.
bet you they are, right? Hey, I dropped other games because I'm a worse GSC player, so I'll just lose otherwise. But this does mess with the way the army plays, right? Fundamentally. But it just turned into this grind where you're like, people are dropping objectives in the midfield, but they all end up being very close together. So no one's ever scoring anything because people are getting blown off them, or you're putting like, I can put 8 OC on this, and you've got 7 OC, and like it just turns into the old scouring where like no one scores primary until one person scores a bunch of primary.
This is another mission where I think Hammer and Anvil would have been an interesting one for the ritual because you can only go straight out and then crack left and right.
Yeah.
And then you have to push forward.
Is the ritual only tied to sweeping engagement, or is there a ritual on?
No, I know we have 3 priority targets in that pack. I think we only have 1 ritual.
Yeah.
I think there's room for it.
Chris, how did the spiders do on the ritual?
I'm trying to remember who I played.
Game 6, I think.
Game 6.
Yeah, game 6. No, that's not where everything decided to deadly demise. That was.
I just want to know if a spider at some point
that
placed
was
an
game
objective.
7.
Yeah.
What was that? Sorry.
I just wanted to know if a spider at any point placed an objective, since these damn
Well, you
things
gotta
are like
remember
12 inches long.
No,
Spiders
no.
are
So you
fine,
got to
but-
remember, I won 2 games on day 1, and I lost every game after that. I should have won my game 4, which would have been mission 4. But I put everything into Canis Rex basically, and he didn't die. And then Canis Rex with 5 wounds came over and shoved his fist of justice with
First-
damage 9 up my spider's ass.
First, he shouldered the burden
Oh yes, he did shoulder the burden.
because
Yes,
you
he
didn't kill
absolutely
him,
did.
so he got better.
Yeah.
And it was
I
right
think-
there
think
where
that
I was
game
like, you know
15
what?
minutes.
Yeah,
I think Chris was around before we were done round 1.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I was done by the time most of you guys were done deploying. 'cause
We're
that
done.
was-
Yeah, I was not done deploying yet when you came over to see how my game was going.
Because you got to remember, I had 5 models. He had 7
I
models.
thought you got paired into the Warhound Titan at first because I was like, was it that quick?
So, speaking of 15-minute games,
Hold on. Now, mission 7, which was GT Pack mission D.
This is where I bow out.
40K Rocket League.
Because at this
Oh,
point,
this is my last game I played.
I was mad at my list. I was maybe a wee bit exhausted and hungover, and decided I would rather walk around and watch my friends play instead of play soccer with a list I don't like.
So
40K soccer, baby.
All the soccer.
I love this scenario, but not for a tournament.
Yes, I think this is like
This
if
is-
you
this
want
is
to set up a
weird.
fun
Yeah.
game with two armies similarly matched.
Yeah, 2 armies of similar power level. This is like, I thought the ritual was the wrong kind of weird. I just didn't find it fun at all, and also not a great tournament game.
Just make that scrambler feel.
This is a great fun game, but the advantage to going first, or the advantage to having infiltrating models.
Here's a question to you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't this be more playable with scrambler fields? Because there is no infiltrating on them.
Yes, it would be more playable if you could not infiltrate, scout, etc. onto the soccer balls on turn 1.
And again, it should be Dawn of War. Let's play soccer.
Yeah, right. Like the
We're not talking. Well, I guess.
hammer and anvil. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's play soccer. Hammer and anvil.
We could do that on stream.
Because
We could
like
play-
as
we could
this
actually play
this
that.
mission currently exists, if you either go first or you have a lot of infiltrators, you just get to basically kick 3 balls into your opponent's deployment zone turn 1. And then if you've got enough
never
bodies,
let them move them.
yeah, if you just have enough bodies to force them to stay in that zone, they kick it out, you kick it back in, you're scoring primary, they're not.
So Darren,
Yep.
this is the mission that Tyler Bortel lost on.
The servo skulls.
Yeah, against Necrons.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. See, that
went first.
tracks.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to control the objectives to kick them back into the zone.
So Darren.
Mission 6, the one with scrambler fields.
So Darren. I'm just saying,
You
it
got
doesn't
it.
have to be a GSC,
Yeah.
but I want to play it on stream now.
Yeah.
Servo skulls, scrambler fields, hammer and anvil.
Oh, yeah.
Let's play soccer.
Oh, I'm bringing out Slanesh for that. I'm just going to be fast. I'm going to fast run onto these objectives.
Ooh, what would I play? Guard.
Oh, you got to play. This can be. See, this is the perfect mission for a 4 Gods challenge. Because this is definitely.
Kick the skulls.
This is definitely Korn's like contribution to the great game.
Oh God.
Right?
Oh no, we
could make
make
that
we
happen.
make the objective markers Nurglings,
Yeah.
and you kick the Nurglings around.
Yes. Right? That's what I mean. It's a great, fun mission. It's just shouldn't have been in the pack. And then it's game 7,
Yeah.
right? Like if you're gonna have this in your tournament pack, make this game 1.
Well, this is what the demons and the Eldari got knocked out in.
Yeah.
And on the Cup to 4 because custodes are like, hey, we like soccer. If we go first.
Yep. And then lastly, the other one that kind of baffles me that it's in the pack, which is Mission 8.
Which those following at home will be GT pack companion pack. Sorry,
So I
mission
don't-
E.
I don't mind this one. This just reminds, like, I wish the deployment was Dawn of War, and then I just call this old school. This is just 6th and 7th edition 40K all over again, baby.
Right? Because you can't I think you can have this one in your pack. It's fine, right? It's not like the servo skulls and for me personally,
So-
the ritual where I don't like.
Yeah.
Although if it's the only one with scrambler fields until GSC gets nerfed, I guess you should have it in your pack.
I would like this a lot more if this was 6 objectives.
Yes, actually, if it was 6 objectives,
So,
I wouldn't mind it.
What's
as
the card
much.
you have to pull to get 2 special rule cards?
I don't know, but I know the one you're talking about. There's one where it's like, oh yeah, just put this one aside and draw 2
Draw
more.
2 more. You need this chosen battlefield and whatever the
Hidden supplies
hidden
or whatever
supplies,
it is. Yeah. Just because you can, so because it's done before you choose deployment sides, there's a,
Oh, I didn't read that part. See, I dropped out at this point.
no, you put, in this case, that you ignore where the objectives are on the map.
Well, no, that's
you
how it
place
was-
them yourself.
That's how it was in 6th set. I can't
Right.
remember 7th.
You don't know which side is going to be yours, so you have a incentive to build a balance table. But if you've written it like that, why did you have so I guess you've just given the player an option to gambit,
Or
basically.
I'm World Eaters, and I'm like, I don't need any over here. Don't worry about
Right.
this.
So, like for me, I stuck one of mine out in the open, like one of the ones that I placed out in the open, knowing that I had a lone operative and my opponent didn't. And it was far enough away that it would be very difficult to get the 12-inch range to shoot quickly. So it's like, oh, if I get this side, I can put my Sab on there and she's just going to sit there and do what she did the entire tournament, which is score points, half the time fail her 2+ ability.
Must be nice.
And occasionally throw a demolition charge. But if my opponent gets this side, he doesn't have anything he can put on here that I can't just shoot off.
But that just sounds like you're playing better.
Right? Right, but like why do I get to do that to my opponent? Because not every army has access to lone operators that are actually
Yeah, mine's tied to Cypher,
Good.
and it's quite frustrating.
right. Like if every army had a lone operator that was actually worth taking outside of being a lone operator,
Or an obscuration.
Lone
or
operator,
something
good
like
guys.
fine, but yeah, I don't. The fact that I got to do that to my opponent, and even though I ended up on that side, Like I won the roll off and then just took that side anyway. I didn't put him
But
on it.
do you feel that's more oppressive than knights going first?
Well, look, I mean that's a whole other thing, right? This affects more armies.
Well,
I mean,
actually,
Because you can fix
know what?
knights. You can fix the
Actually,
knights
there was-
going first
No,
problem
there
by
was
just
there's
fixing
like
knights.
70 out of 360 people playing knights. I disagree. Definitely more people felt
Were
affected
there like
knights.
90 people there between Knights and Chaos Knights? Because I think there were 40 plus Imperial Knight players there. And I somehow dodged
and
all
one
of
spider.
the Imperial Knights.
I think there's almost 60. There wasn't that many chaos knights. There's a few triple lords of skulls.
Yeah, there was a lot of towering.
Some joker with 3 heavy constructs.
Yep.
Oh, and there were Wraith Knights. Everybody seemed
There was
if
a
you could get
Warhound
towering.
Yeah,
There
Jake
was
found
Warhammer.
out why you need a Wraith Knight.
Okay, guys, so that's the missions that we all played there at what do you call it? That tournament. Hold on here, I'll just pull that off. Put the cover page back up. All right, there you guys go. So, Darren, how did you go? What was your record?
Sorry, so I was 6-2. I had one lost day 1, and then one lost day 2. So, dropped the game to Eldar, to Cody with that avatar that just refused to die.
As they do.
The bikes put him on 2 wounds. The mortal wound bikes put him on 2 wounds on turn 1, and he was on 2 wounds on turn 5.
And where'd you end up rankings wise, Darren?
50. I think I was 59th.
59th.
Yeah, which is
above the
pretty good.
mid-table cut.
Very
Yeah,
respectable.
and then
Yep.
our top player was Liam with Necrons, and he finished 17th,
Yep.
I believe.
Fantastic.
So-
very well deserved.
17th and
Yeah,
angry
and then
about it.
even Jake did good because Jake made top cut, right?
Yeah,
So-
did.
Jake
yes.
did finish fairly high, I believe.
Yeah, he was he 4-0 or was he a 3-1 that made the top cut? I can't remember when he took his first loss.
I think he was
He
a
took his
3-1.
first loss before cut.
Yeah, so he was one of
Yeah.
the best 3-1s.
Yeah,
Right.
and then I think he lost one other one. I think he went 4-2
Well,
as well.
his first
Sorry,
game
not
in the
four.
top bracket
I think he went
was
6-2.
Turlo, right?
Yeah, Colin beat him.
Yeah.
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 He
you
got
got Colin,
whipped
sure.
on stream, and then Colin tore through him.
Yeah.
And then I think
No, he won on stream. No,
Did he win on
he
stream?
beat he had to fight the Hero Titan or whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, because
Bio-Titan.
and then-
Colin wasn't on stream.
no. Okay, then
Yeah.
after that, that's when he hit the Magnus that just wouldn't die.
Yeah. Yeah, he put the whole
'Cause
Eldar army into
Magnus
Magnus,
does
and Magnus said no.
Yeah, Magnus just does
And
that.
I actually have a
sometimes.
section here that I can contribute to. A best unit, right? That you guys brought at the tournament. After now that we've played some games of 10th, like Darren played 8, Shane played 6, I played 7. Hey, well, there you go. Darren, what was the best unit? Is it just the bomb
Do
squad?
you want what is the best unit and why is it the bomb squad? I actually think the correct answer is the neophytes with a Primus in it. If you can keep them alive because they're shooting even after the drop turn is good. The most fun unit or terrifying unit for your opponent is definitely the bomb squad. You tell them what it does, and then
they believe you or they don't.
yeah,
they need to learn.
They either believe you or they don't.
By the end of the game, everyone
and it doesn't
believes.
matter if they believe you or they don't.
At the end of the game, everyone
It's going to
believes
do it.
Yeah, the bomb squad definitely removed the most problems. It's going to get nerfed, and if they don't also hit neophytes, you're just going to see 40
Battle
more
lines
neophytes into. You're going to see the 2 bomb squads go away if only it gets nerfed, and you're going to see 40 more neophytes, and you're going to like pray for the time where it was the bomb squads, because the bomb squads at least need a CP for delivery, right? Because you need rapid ingress or you need the 3-inch deep strike. Neophytes you don't, because you can land 9 inches away and just shoot people, right? So
Shane, did you have a best unit there that
it.
what performed above your expectations? We all went in not knowing a lot. I mean, Darren knew that he was going to bomb people to death with
I
his,
was going to say
Yes.
his bomb squad.
above expectations was probably the Terminator squad with attached Lord. That ended up chewing through the most stuff. Like I got 10 T-Suns Terminators with those. crushed a Space Marine backfield with it. What those Terminators cannot do, and absolutely will not do, is do more than 3 wounds to an armature. Terminators are not meant to crack vehicles anymore. They are meant to kill infantry.
Yeah, they're bullies.
Other than that,
they're literally Terminators.
Yeah.
They pick on the weak.
Yeah, the Accursed are good, but we learned that in the woods, it's like 30 plus wounds with just a bunch of stuff, and they come back.
6 up, feel no pain. The 5 up invuln save,
multiple wound profiles, so you can
Right.
shove damage where it's most beneficial.
Yep.
And all that, and then other than that, but no one thought obliterators were bad.
No.
It's like one shot Bellicor was funny until they died, and then I couldn't kill
And
anything.
I could contribute to this one here. I had 5 models. And
Tell us why it's the
my best-
Technomancer.
No, it's not the Technomancer.
It's the Titan, isn't it?
No, it's the Citan
Yeah, it is.
Transcendent. I'll tell you, you give it for 10 points. You can give that guy an enhancement for a 4+ feel no pain. And when he advances, he teleports to anywhere he wants on the board. And his gun is assault, and that means he can action.
Yep.
He is hard to kill. He halves all damage. He has a 4-up invul. He's toughness 11 with 12 wounds. That guy is a boss. I heard he did work. Liam had the exact same model, but he had an actual army with it, and he did exceptionally well, and that was his MVP as well.
His never died. He never lost it in any game.
No, people were too busy trying to kill the rest of the undying
Yeah.
legion that was marching across
Yeah.
the table.
Yeah.
Right?
Those
Yeah.
Lich Guard are disgusting.
Followed by every Necron player there being like, man, I wish I had a heavy construct, though.
And I don't need to ask Shane what his underperforming unit is, because it's just going to be his entire army, because he scrapped it and he's starting over from scratch.
Coordinate Legionaries. Oh, wait.
And-
no, sorry. MVP, though, Nurglings. Best 40 points you can buy in a Chaos list.
I told you, baby. Nurglings,
Yes.
baby. If you're
Nurgling-
playing
Nurglings
Chaos
for
and
the
you don't
points
have
are great.
Nurglings,
Don't mind the no AC. When you're playing tactical, Nurglings are worth it
OC.
every bit.
It was actually something I mentioned to my Chaos opponent. You need Nurglings.
Everyone needs Nurglings.
yeah, Nurglings, boys. If
And
you
a
play
changeling.
Chaos, have Nurglings.
Changeling
And then,
if you have 70 points spare.
Darren, look at the camera and tell us why the bikes are going bye-bye. And
Except
why
when you
I'm
play
happy.
Chris.
Oh, except when I play Chris. They're always back in when I play Chris.
No. We're going to, those bikes go away now,
You're
Darren.
going to bring 20 of
There-
Chris.
Yeah, bring 20. I'll get another Jackal Office and paint her up. No, the bikes are going away because they punch down really well and into armies in the lower power bands, or into players that haven't played a lot of 10 against the pure matchups. So I guess like into Eldari or even into Chaos, because you know what kills bikes really well? Oh, Blitz overwatching,
Just a little bit.
right? Because they're made of paper.
Yes.
If they don't roll well on their mortal wounds, you basically sent 250 points of your army in, done nothing, and given your opponent a kill. And if he's drawn Assassinate, 5 points.
Yes.
Right?
When you have, what was it, infiltrating aberrants to do your move blocking,
Yeah.
the knights are redundant. Now, if you lose that, maybe.
Yeah. No,
Because there is
I
still
think-
value to jamming someone's
I think
opponents.
if you were going to take them for move blocking, you'd take 2 squads of 5. Because the thing is, even on Games Workshop terrain,
Oh, yeah.
that footprint is hard to hide. It's huge.
Yes.
Right? So even though there aren't very many angles, it's hard to set them up not in terrain, in a place where if you get first turn, your scout move can get you somewhere useful with your 12-inch move,
Yep.
right? And in a place where your opponent cannot move on turn 1 to shoot them. And if your opponent has indirects, like if the guy had 4 Blitz, right? Even if he didn't kill them in Overwatch, if he went first, it would have just been like, all right, remove your bikes.
Yeah.
Because you can't use the 1 CP I'm a lone operative now strat on them because they're not infantry, right? So they go away. They're turning into 10 more aberrants.
Oh, Evans.
And,
a doctor.
well,
And a dog. Well, yeah, there's other changes to get there because it's not a point for point equivalent slot, but that is most of 10 aberrants.
and
a
moving
dog.
on to our next little subject here that
Are
I
you
got
gonna be
written down.
singing Lime in the Coconut as you move him?
Okay, guys,
It's going
Tacoma.
to be the doctor from Team Fortress 2. The sounds of progress.
And demonetize.
And guys, what did you think about Tacoma? Lovely town or what?
Sleepy town when it
Yeah,
wasn't.
with the university out, and there must be some bylaw about buying
Liquor stores?
The liquor stores within a certain amount of a school, which apparently they consider a university to be.
The whole campus.
Because, I don't think there was a liquor store in walking distance other than the wine bar that did off sales.
A great little place.
Yeah.
That was a great
Shout
little
out
place.
to, I wish I had
Remembered the name?
Yeah.
Yes. There's a great little wine tasting bar downtown Tacoma.
Yeah.
If you find it, which finding it's a tricky part,
You got to ring
go
a
there.
doorbell.
We don't know how long it'll be there. Because
Well,
it's
I will say that our
rough location.
Airbnb was in a very characterful neighborhood. Shout out to all the people on G Street.
Ask your Tacoma
wow.
local. Don't go down there and ask them.
No,
Yeah.
like that's we were in a pretty rough neighborhood. Gunshots were heard.
I slept
It
through
was,
them.
and those stairs are not to code because
No.
I fell down them. Thank God
It
I
was
didn't break
great.
anything.
Yeah.
Because I would have drove right back to Canada before I went to American Hospital because I can't afford that shit.
To be fair, it was either someone fell down the stairs or Garcia had fallen out of the smaller bed. And I was like, oh God, please don't tell me Garcia has broken a wrist or someone's dead at the bottom of the stairs. What was that? Chris? Just me. Oh, that's good. Chris is resilient. He didn't sound like he was in pain.
Yeah, right?
And
Then you look at
boy,
his bruises.
Yeah, oh God.
guys, did America get expensive or what?
So the dollar hurts, and then you start looking at the prices being like, I remember this being better.
It used to be you're getting hurt by the exchange rate. You're like, oh, well, it's $8, but then, okay, I got to tack on 30%, right?
Yep.
Now the prices are the same as they are in Canada, but then
Yeah.
you got to tack on 30%.
Yeah, it.
No, or higher. You know what? All you
Well, there's the one
Americans-
bar where it was like $25 US for a double. Who landed on that whammy? Was that Gary?
Oh, that was me and Jake.
Yeah, that was both you looking at your bill like. what
But
did we
hold
just
on
do?
now.
Yeah.
It was a double in the States,
It was a double in the States. But
but just a plain cheeseburger without fries was $22.
Yeah.
oh yeah, it was ridiculous, guys. Like the pricing there, all you Americans need to come up to Canada where Canada is 30% off. And the
Please, our
prices
economy
are
needs it.
actually lower. So, I mean, and speaking of which, there's a couple tournaments to shout out.
Yeah.
We got Kippers Melee happening in, isn't it mid-October, guys?
October 17th.
She sent me a graphic. I didn't have it ready for this show.
Weekend of like October 17th-ish, where in that area.
Yeah.
If you can
Okay,
go,
so
come,
guys-
please go. Please buy your tickets as soon as possible. She needs to get some stuff figured
Yeah.
out, and we need to know numbers. So
yeah,
please
because
buy your
ticket
tickets.
sales have crashed
If
because
you're-
of 10th, guys.
If
And,
you know you are attending, buy your ticket. Jen runs a great event. She's been running that event
She
for
preps year round for it.
forever. I can't even remember the first.
10
This is
years now?
11th. will be
11th,
this one,
year
'cause last
11th.
year was
Yeah,
10.
11th, and it's gotten bigger every year, and she keeps running a
She
fantastic
works
event.
year round on it.
Yeah.
It is her
So-
passion project. Please support
Yeah,
her.
I
But
mean-
sadly, I'm going to be out of town. I can't attend. But if you know you are attending, we're all gamers, and we all wait till the last minute to buy our ticket, even though we know we're attending. Just buy your ticket.
I mean, it is the biggest tournament in BC now because,
And
Wet Coast
and
hasn't
it
been
is a
around and
qualifier,
Attack
yeah.
X died.
And pre-book your fare.
And that's true. It is a qualifier, guys. Get your golden ticket. Get your ticket for Kippers Melee. Do yourself a favor and help Jen out at the same time.
And don't
Can't
let
ask
Mike
for
win it.
much better than that. Oh yeah, boys. Anything that you guys want to say in closing?
In closing, I did find the wine store, so I will just randomly shout out Vin Grotto
That's
at 1130 Broadway, Suite 204 Tacoma, to like the 5 people that are probably still in chat. So,
right.
Hey, we got 13.
hey, hello,
I
13
guess
people.
the other announcement would be here's the mid-table 3. I'm currently working on the pack. It's in its final stages. We should have BCP up hopefully by the end of the weekend.
Yes.
And hopefully by your Sunday stream. And on top of that, I think Dan will be getting Wet Coast up soon. That will be another big major event here. So those are to look forward in the future.
And I guess are there any questions from chat before we end off tonight?
Yeah.
No, we got the usual suspects are in chat, mostly talking amongst themselves. Mike's
ice
just talking
cream.
about how
Hi,
bad
Alex.
No ice cream. This is where Chris
Not
pulls
yet.
out the ice cream.
This isn't a super chat.
Yeah. That is going to be the first super chat.
You know what?
I'm
I
gonna have
just
to eat a
realized I
gallon
don't
of
even
ice
know
cream
how to
on
do a
camera.
super chat.
Yes, no, we do not have our wizard in house tonight.
Yeah.
We are challenged.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
we could roll
Liam's
dice. We could aim a camera.
Yeah.
We did check to see it was on, right?
We have 13
Yeah.
people. They would have told us.
Listen,
I
the
don't
wizard
know.
can make mistakes.
I don't know. I don't know.
How dare you say that about our wizard?
Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up here. Okay, guys. We have an Instagram, QR codes on screen. We have a Discord, QR codes on stream, and links in the description below. We are also on Twitter at Mid-Table Tactics. Remember, please, to like, share, and subscribe. Word of mouth is the best form of advertising. Thanks for helping us all hit to 1,000 subscribers. And as soon as I figure out how to use any of this YouTube stuff, we will have super chats. Oh, actually, we do have YouTube memberships. If you care to help out the channel, it's I believe it's $4.99 Canadian, which is like $3.40 American for all you Americans out there. We will be having a stream on Sunday. We're just trying to organize it right now. We're trying to keep armies in the same power level as each other until GW comes out with, a hot fix. Okay, guys. See you guys Sunday.